Hello everyone, my name is Dorian and welcome to another track guide with the F3. We are at Interlagos, and as always I have a free setup for you guys as well. It's in my Discord, link in the description. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm just going to show you guys the lap real quick, and then we're going to go over it corner by corner. See you on the track. Okay, so we're coming up to turn number 1. Let's look for a braking point. Past the 50, between the 50 and the end of this kind of, I don't know what it is, concrete barrier. You're gonna start braking, so right around here. I don't have any other specific spots really. And we're gonna stay to the left, to the right of the road, just slightly turning left as we brake, 60% pressure, and bleeding off as we approach our turn-in point, which is right around here. And gonna turn in very late, as you can see, very lazy with the wheel at first. Trying to set up the car so it has plenty of weight on it on its right side before I start to turn in, so I don't lose one of either the front or the rear, don't understeer or oversteer. So I'm very gentle at first. But as soon as I hit the apex, or as soon as I hit this curb, because this is the apex, you want to be a little later than I have. But as soon as you hit this curb, plant it. So 50% as soon as I straighten out the wheel, 100. I'm staying in third the whole way through here, this left-hander and this right-hander. Taking the car to the middle of the road and turning in. Being pretty aggressive here. I want to get the car to turn in early and staying all the way to the left on the exit here. Going to the right to line myself up for the next braking point. So after this little access route, so the braking point is between the end of this access route and the 50. But by the time you get to the 50, it's too late to look there. You want to be looking at the apex from this point on. So as soon as I finish it, I wait just a little bit and I start braking. Already looking to around this vicinity. Brake downshifting all the way into 4th gear. 50% pressure. We're going downhill. You don't want to put too much pressure on the brakes and spin out. And starting to bleed off the brakes at this point, turn in. A little bit of braking, just a tiny bit all the way into the apex and back on the power pretty damn aggressively, so pretty much 100%. There's a little bit of hesitation there at first. You can see that I was just touching it a little bit. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? Bam. Because you're going in 4th gear, so the car doesn't really get upset if you're aggressive with the power. And will give you good turn-in speed. I mean, you really want to carry high gears into the turn-in here and pretty much all of the corners. Like here, you want to turn in 5th gear, so you're only downshifting once from 6th at around this point, I would say. Looking for the first apex, but I'm not, I'm not really looking for it. I want to drive around it a little bit. Still trail braking just a tiny bit, and as soon as I clear the first apex, I'm going to start accelerating, but I'm being very modular here. I'm trying to rotate the car and accelerate at the same time, so I keep backing off and pushing forward a little bit more until I feel like the car is on rails again. Taking it to the outside, No real braking point, but you can look at this sign, I guess, right before you start braking. 35-40% pressure. I'm really trying not to lock up here. Very easy thing to do. And I'm entering the corner in the third gear, and it's very important to keep that high gear on turn-in and only downshifting very late. Trail braking all the way into the inside, cutting it like crazy because I can. 50% at first just to stabilize the car, and as I open up the wheel back to 100. And hugging it the whole way through here. So you can see I was almost at full throttle for a little bit, but I'm trying not to be too greedy here, because you just want to carry a nice tight line throughout this corner to take the shortest route possible. You don't want to be too greedy and go wide on the entry. I'm just being very neutral here, trying to maintain the front end of the car, not to understeer. As soon as I can sort of feel the car is planted again, back on the power, 70%, and then back to 100. All the way to the outside. And got this tree here that I always aim for. And you got the end of this access route. This is sort of where I start braking. So I would say right around here. I make the decision. Let the car go left because I want to keep as straight a wheel as possible. And start to turn in at this point. Third gear on entry. Look at how late this downshift is. Trail braking all the way into it. Only gonna downshift now. So right at this point, I'm gonna downshift. That will put me on the curb, and as soon as I'm on the curb, I know it's safe to go back to the power. Look at how aggressive it is. Back to 100%. Obviously, it washed me out just a little bit to the outside, but I managed to get back to the middle of the track before this left-hander. It's not, I mean, you can stay on the left and still make it through this corner just fine, but it's better for the tires and maintain that mid-corner speed. Braking point here, you got these patches here, these two guys. That's my braking point, so as I sort of reach it, as they disappear from my field of view, I start braking in a straight line, even slightly diagonally to the right here. 50% pressure, just maintaining it for a pretty long time before I start bleeding off at this point, as this drain kind of merges into the tarmac. This is your turn-in point, so slightly before it. Leaning off the brakes into third gear, and it looks like I'm gonna steer too much into the corner, and that's kind of my technique to go through this corner. You kind of steer too much into it, take a little slow approach, but go very aggressive on your return to the throttle. So slamming it back to 100% in third gear took me out to the outside nicely, and lining the car up to the left here, staying on the left the whole way through, and that will give us a 126.892. Hope you guys enjoyed this track guide. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Hop on over to my Discord. We have Get Good Sundays where we can practice together. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.